Shalom. This is Abidan from the tribe of Benjamin. I want to say Kal Lion, Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem, Rakah Kodash. All honors to the elder apostles who push the sincere truth around the four corners of the earth. All right. Today's lesson is going to be about the narrow path to the kingdom. Because the path to the kingdom is narrow. My Israelite brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? Narrow is the path to the kingdom. The path to righteousness is always that narrow path, that hard, the path of the struggle. It's never the easy route. Because at the end of the path is, you get that treasure, that pot of gold at the end of your journey, the kingdom, heaven, to sit next to Yahweh Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai in the kingdom, paradise, right? The path to the kingdom is narrow. We're going to start with Matthew chapter 7. I'm going to go at verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for the wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And may there be which go in Tariq in the red Shalaki, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and a few there be that find it. Alright? Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Few will find this gate, the narrow path. Few are going to walk the narrow path to righteousness, right? Because broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many will be led into destruction. In these last days, all right, we got to walk the narrow path to the kingdom, Israelites. Enter ye in at the straight gate, right? That's Yahweh Shai warning us, letting us know that we need to enter in at the straight gate. Broad is the way to destruction. All right? Let's go. Luke chapter 13, verse 24. Strive to enter in at the straight gate, for many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able. It's beautiful, man. That's Yahweh Shai speaking again. Strive to enter in the straight gate, for many, I say unto you, will seek to enter and shall not be able. So if you're not walking that righteous path, you're not going to be able to enter the gates. And the path of righteousness is a narrow path. It's easy to walk and be in the way of the heathens. It's hard to walk in the way of righteousness to get to the path of the Most High. Yahweh Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Verse 25. When once the master of the house is risen up and hath shut to the door, and ye begin to stand without and to knock at the door, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. And he shall answer and say unto you, I know you not, whence ye are. Right? Because you didn't walk that straight and narrow. you walk that broad path. So when you knock on that door, saying, Lord, Lord, open it for us, Yahushua is going to say he doesn't know you. He does not know who you are. Alright? If you're not walking that narrow path, you're not going to make it to salvation. Straight up. That's just how it goes. That's the promise. We got the commandments from the Most High and what to do, and we should abide by the commandments, the laws, and the statutes of our Most High Creator, and walk that narrow path so we can get back to the kingdom. Alright? Doesn't get any clearer than that, man. Because one, the master of the house is risen up and hath shut the door, and ye begin to stand without and to knock at the door. Man, the Lord just clarifies it perfectly with his parables. He writes it so you can imagine yourself knocking at the gates, knocking at the door. But you're covered in sin and your heathen ways, so you're not going to be able to get in. Right? You're not going to be able to get in. Alright, let's go to 2nd Esdras, chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 4, work my way down. But put the case, the entrance, where narrow, and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? Right? There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. Right? A city is builded and set upon a broad field. That's the kingdom. It's full of all good things, right? The kingdom. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. Alright? That's how small this path is. How narrow the path is between the fire and the great deep. Alright? But to get to righteousness, it's so narrow that only one man could go through the path at a time to reach into the kingdom. The broad field with the builded city full of all good things. Praise your name, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Alright, let's go down to 18. 2nd Esdras, chapter 17, verse 18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide. For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. And he said unto me, there is no judge above God. Oh no, let's go to number 21. For God hath given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live. Right? He gave us commandment on what we should do to live. Even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. So God has given us a straight commandment on how to live so that we can avoid the punishment, right? Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide, for they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things and yet shall not see the wide. Alright? Yahushua explains it clearly. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua has put in the scriptures for us to understand. Alright? We have to walk the narrow path to righteousness in order to get to salvation. You can't live like these heathens and think that you're going to get into the kingdom. The path to righteousness is to our Creator is a narrow path. And on both sides is danger. You can easily fall back off into Babylon, fall back off into the matrix, and start falling into your own ways, your old sins, right? It's very easy. And then for those camps those brothers that have been in the Word for years, and then those brothers that have found a way to fall back out of the Word and back into the world, like the elder apostle says, y'all gonna get it the worst, bruh, because you heard the frequency of the Most High, but yet you still refuse to listen. You can't even, you know what I mean? You gotta be having nightmares at night. You guys ain't sleeping good at night. You know what I mean? Because you gotta be full with anxiety knowing that you walked away from the Lord, you turn your back on the Lord, and Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is going to return with great salvation for Israel, the 144, his children, all right, his people. So, you know what I mean? It's a thin line, and there's no room for error to fall off. You know what I mean? There's no room for error. You can fall off either way. So stay the course. Walk the narrow path to Yahweh's salvation. Stay the course, Israelites. Walk the narrow path to Yahweh's salvation. Every man walks his own narrow path towards the kingdom, and we're all working on our own salvation through fear and trembling. We all work through our own salvation, and we enter into this life one at a time. All right? Walk that path to righteousness. Just a few scriptures, you know what I mean? It's important though. You can see in the pictures, you know, there's fire on one side, the deep on the other, but we're gonna walk that righteous path to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Surround yourself with righteous individuals. You know what I mean? Narrow is the path to life. Wide is the path that leads to destruction. Alright, family. With that, I'm going to say Shalom. On to the next one.